Parliament today met to debate amendments to the UPDF Amendment Bill 2025, which includes updates to 76 clauses. Defense Minister Jacob Oboth introduced the bill in Parliament last week, saying it was in compliance with the Supreme Court's decision to suspend the military court's prosecution of civilians.
We are open to the proposals, but in our own view, we would have agreed with the bill to remain as it is.
Today, NRM MPs had the bill for the second reading. At the time, the bill had received treatment from the Legal and Defence Committee of Parliament. The Deputy Chairperson of the committee, Wilson Kajwenjwe, read out the report of the committee.
That the provision should be inserted to restrict the wearing of camouflage military-style uniforms and berets by individuals who are not part of the military. Conclusion, Right Honourable Speaker and Honourable colleagues. We therefore recommend that the bill be considered for the second reading, subject to the proposed amendments attached hereto and any other modifications the House may propose and approve. Right.
The report supported various provisions that should prosecute civilians in the military courts.
Therefore recommend that Schedule 7B should be amended to include a requirement for marking military stores with the logos and insignia of the UPDF, thereby distinguishing them from civilian items.
The remaining opposition MPs in the House, Jonathan Odu and Moses Okot Jr., presented the two minority reports opposing various provisions of the bill that allow civilians to be prosecuted in military courts to little avail.
It would therefore be wrong for Parliament to cause a conflict by conferring on a court-martial jurisdiction to try such an offense. For instance, since terrorism can only be tried by High Court, which is an ordinary or civil court, it would be contradictory to try it in the military court.
Are they therefore justified to complain on the incompetence, the weakness in the judicial system? The question is, the NRM government in power for 39 years and who recruited and appointed all the cadres in the justice system, the police, prosecutors, and the arbitrators, the judicial officers, are they justified to complain on the incompetence, weakness in the civil courts to handle any case in Uganda?
The report adds that the charges that civilians could face in military courts, including murder, kidnapping with intent to murder, treason, and others are not clearly defined in the bill and can be competently handled by the High Court.
All trials of both civilians and military personnel who commit non-service military offenses must be before civilian courts. In other words, the current civilian courts, Magistrates Court, High Court, Court of Appeal and Supreme Court are all competent by all standards required under Article 28 and 44 of the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda to try any offense in the law books of Uganda.
He presents the point of exceptional circumstances in the offenses like that of murder. The Penal Code Act is very clear. Are we setting two standards? When asked, you clearly said we are not setting two standards. It clearly states any person.
If a civilian kills someone with a hammer, you don't go to the court-martial. If you kill someone with a hammer, a panga, if you box someone dead, you don't go to the court-martial. They take you to the civilian courts. But if you use the gun, if you use the bomb, then that's what. So it's not that the law is saying all Ugandans must be taken to the court-martial.
However, NRM MPs gave their views on why they support the prosecution of civilians in military courts.
About Karamoja, I am a victim. If you talk about Karamoja, my mother was raped. If you talk about Karamoja, I lost my father. If you talk about Karamoja, I'm still losing people up to now.
Situation one is carrying a gun to harm others, terrorize others. The raids which are for military. What is the interest of that person? Do you have to waste time with that person? Take that person where he belongs.
Parliament later passed the bill with a majority of NRM and non-party MPs and will now be dispatched to the President for signing into law.
The Uganda People's Defence Forces Amendment
Madam Speaker, order on Honorable Kasaija.
Title settled and the bill passed.
Order on Honorable Kasaija.
Jumakilia, NTV.